Los Angeles, live on tape, it's the Dennis Miller Show. Tonight, Telly Savalas, Nurses star Stephanie Hodge, CNN's Wolf Blitzer, San Diego Padres relief pitcher Randy Myers. And now, it's him!
People are babies. You're all so young. Are you like from high school? Are you kids from high school? Aw. All the young dudes. Hey, dudes! Smart the Hoople. It's a band from another era. Okay, all right, Goldie, how you doing tonight? Where's Nick? He's out with Telly Savalas? Boy, there's an exciting day. Okay, let's get to the news. An earthquake measuring a 6 on the Richter scale shook Southern California last night, apparently caused by the Earth itself laughing hysterically at President Bush's new environmental policies. Bill Clinton. Believe me, if there's a quake while I'm on the air, don't look for me to be ballsy or anything, because I'm under that desk like Morocco mole. I'm in a pneumatic tube and right out of James Bond's clutches. Okay, Bill Clinton is attacking George Bush's environmental position, even though Arkansas has practically the worst record environmentally in the country. That is the pothead calling the kettle black right there, isn't it? Really, unbelievable. He's not a pothead. It was such a cute joke we had to do. Potheads in hell. It's like a pothead with good lungs. Clinton's environmental record makes Bush's look like Ansel Adams. You know, Ansel Adams? I feel like I have to explain everything to the kids. She was the normal daughter on the Munsters. To put everything in this era. Clinton thinks he is the obvious favorite on the environmental issues since he has the most experience with flowers and weed. Jerry Brown. Why don't I ever meet women like Jen Flowers? Singer, nice hair. Jerry Brown said, I want to make the Earth the cleanest of the planets that I've lived on. And Brown's presidential bid is suffering from losing its focus and fewer donations on his 800 phone line. Jerry Brown said he thought his campaign would pick up steam as soon as Johnny Carson retired. Oh, I'm sorry, that's me. Jerry Brown and David Duke had a chance meeting on a U.S. air flight between Pittsburgh and Washington yesterday. That must have been like the time the Stones met ABBA on a flight. You guys know who ABBA is? Okay, all right. That surprises me, because I'm 38 and I don't have a clue. Like 4 albinos who went a cappella or something. Oh, lay off ABBA, Dennis. All right, they're Swedish. See, young kids are so reactionary now. Don't make me come up there and smack you on the ass, kids. I can't say anything. The young kids are, ooh. H. Ross Perot, in preparation for his presidential campaign, has quit 2 Dallas clubs that exclude minorities. Nothing like a possible nomination to give you a jolt of respect for the Constitution, huh, Ross? Representative Rosemary Oscar said she gave up chairing the Democratic Party platform hearings to concentrate on her own campaign for a 9th term. Ms. Oscar said, "First, I have to write my own platform." You know, Rosie, I think the first thing you need to write is a good check. Okay, honey? In Peru, military-backed President Alberto Fujimori reports that 85% of the people of Lima support him and 15% of the people are missing. So, kind of... Marion Bear is being released from prison today. He said he wants to run for office again. Oh, come on. Who's going to vote for a guy who likes to have sex and do drugs? Hey, wait a second. Leona Helmsley, serving time in a Kentucky prison, has been resisting undergoing psychological testing there. Damn it, now we'll never know if she's a healthy, well-balanced person or not. Mike Tyson everybody's in prison. Mike Tyson began a 65-cent a day job in prison yesterday, and the sad part is Don King gets half of it. So, See, the Robert Alton Harris execution video may be made available to the general public. Boy, I haven't seen anything go to video like this since V.I. Warshawski. Kathleen Turner, people. Well, come on. Now, if Kathleen was here, wouldn't she even say the film didn't do well? Okay, good. That's all I ask. A new study shows that 89% of the taxi drivers in New York City are immigrants, and apparently the other 11% just pretend to be. I'm pretending I'm slaloming in the Alps. Now I'm refreshed. It was away. See? I was in trouble. I was in trouble, and I just mentally went away. Felt like Roger Moore in a nice skin-tight lycra suit. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Da 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 da. Where are you? For your eyes only, darling. And finally, Konishiki, the 576-pound American sumo wrestler who is the biggest sports star in Japan, said yesterday that racism is the reason he cannot attain the title of grand champion, the highest rank in sumo wrestling. Hey, pal, you should be glad you don't live in America, where you would immediately attain the title lard ass, okay, my friend? Hyperventilating there during that joke. Boom, boom, boom. All right, tonight my guests are, oh no, I'm Hannibal Lecter. Look at that, like the beginning of Fritz Lang's Metropolis. Yeah, that robot dame. All right. Tonight, my guests are Telly Savalas, Stephanie... Fuck him, Crocker! You know, it was clean about Kojak, because he would pull that car up to the curb. He had it in gear, turned off. He was out of there in like a millisecond. It was always the coolest move, you know? That wasn't Kojak. Stephanie Hodge is here from Nurses, and San Diego Padres pitcher Randy Myers, and San Diego manager and part-time Pentagon correspondent, Blitzer, is also here. Oh, Goldie! Thank you, folks.
By Budweiser. Nothing beats a Bud.
We're back. Hey, real quick, at the end of last night's show, I butted heads with Peter Murphy, a little misunderstanding. He went like this, and I didn't know what it meant in England. It meant something else, so I got pissed at him. But he was a cool guy, and his album's Holy Smoke. He was a nice gentleman. He wrote me a nice letter after. So, Peter Murphy, good album. Pick it up. Now I want to, we got Nick. Nick is out at Telly Savalas' bar. Nick?
Oh, man.
We can't see it. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Wow. He did it understated. It's nice. You're at Telly Savalas' bar, Nick? Nick?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? You're at Telly's bar?
I am.
Beautifully understated. I love the decor. What is that?
I'm actually standing here in between the Broncos and the Rams, and it's very exciting. I'm here at Telly Savalas' sports bar. It's at the Sheraton Universal, and it's great. We're surrounded by the finest Pilsners in the world, large screen sports action, beautiful women, manly men, and it's a beautiful experience. I'm excited to be here.
Where's Coach Man?
Oh, he's coming down. He's up in his room preparing for the moment.
Buffing his head up with a little turtle wax or what? What's the deal?
Oh, you're so naughty.
Oh, come on. He's been bald since the LBJ administration. He knows he's bald at this point.
That's true. He's probably come to grips with it by now. I'm actually preparing for my encounter with him. I've got here my application form for the Players Club.
Oh.
Because when I get into an environment like this, I realize how I just sip from the cup of life. I don't gulp. I don't drink deeply. So I'm going to fill out my application. I just wanted to ask you if you could give me some advice on some of these. Occupation. I'm not sure what I should say. Bitmeister? Co-pilot to comedy? Golden-throated hilarity machine?
That's it. That's it.
All right, I'll check that. Salary. Oh, gosh, it's a VIP club. I got to impress them.
We're doing
I'm going to go $500
barter.
a week. Will you back me up if they call you on this one, Dennis?
Yeah, put 5 beaver pelts a week. That's what...
All right. Great. And there's one last question here. Siegfried and Roy. I mean, it's, I guess, a yes or no question. I'm going to say yes, I guess.
I think they are.
Okay. Then I'll say no.
Oh.
No. Okay.
Maybe
So I'm going to put a rush
good.
on this. Hopefully I can get my car before
All right.
Telly
Whoa.
comes.
Smooth transition out of Nick there. Obliterated by a neutron bomb. You know, I think you all know that I'm saddened by the feud Arsenio and Jay Leno are having. I hope to stay out of that kind of thing. But I just got the new issue of Entertainment Magazine, and the cover, quite frankly, shocked me. Can you get an insight on this? Can you read that? Ted Koppel has threatened to boot me in the gluteus maximus. I will impinge Mr. Miller's gluteus maximus with my right metatarsus. Unbelievable. And he won't let anyone who's done my show do his show. I doubted that at first, but then I realized. Jennifer Tilly, done my show. Never on Nightline. Leon Redbone, me, no Nightline. Victoria Jackson, never on TED. Well, anyone that does TED is welcome on my show. Gene Kirkpatrick, welcome. Nelson Mandela, welcome. Margaret Thatcher, come on down, baby. For that matter, Ted Koppel is welcome on my show. Why? Because we need peace in late-night television, not feuding. After all, people are trying to sleep. Okay. Now, I'd like to... In the spirit of clean Gene McCarthy. Hands across the water. Hey, you know, it's National Secretary Week, and this is my secretary, my good friend Colleen. I got Colleen flowers. And come on, stand up here. Come up here. I wrote you a little song I'm going to sing for you, okay? Can I have a little lighting? Can you turn the lighting down? Okay, screw me. All right, this little song I wrote for you. She is my secretary. Ooh. Her name is Colleen Grillo. She keeps me sane while I host it. She writes me notes on a post-it. I feel like she can always help out when I want to duck somebody's phone call. And I know there can be no doubt she'll book all my flights when I hawk this show at a mall. She is my secretary. I'm screwed up on the song. She is my... Her name is Colleen Grillo. She does her job without a smirk. The song is over. Back to work. All right, Colleen. We'll be right back with Stephanie Hodge right after this, folks. Here we go, Charles. We're back. Welcome back. My first guest can be seen on the... A little Nana hanging off my mouth, I think. By Nana, of course, I mean the dog Nanny from Peter Pan. Why is she on my mouth? She's a dog. Jeez, I went into Kathy Lee Crosby land for a second. Or Kathy Lee Gifford, I'm sorry. My first guest can be seen on the popular sitcom Nurses. Please welcome Stephanie Hodge. Stephanie, hi. Stephanie, all tootsed up.
Well, it's you, Dennis. It's you.
Yeah, you look
It's
beautiful dress. You look great. You're getting hitched again soon, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm getting married next week.
Oh, tell me. This is, have you... Oh, jeez.
It's my third time, man. Give me a break.
Oh. You know, I have a theory that third ones work because, by and large, people want to stay in that one or society will think there's something psychopathic about them, you know? You get in that third one, you figure, I better stay in this one.
There's a form, I think, in Las Vegas, one of my friends was telling me about, where when you get married there, it says, how many times have you been married? 1, 2, 3, or other. Nobody wants to be another.
No,
Nobody
that's a little too crazy. Now, who's the guy? You want to talk about him, or is this private?
Sure, I'll
thing?
talk about him.
Yeah.
Can't name his name, though, because, you know, I base a lot of my stand-up on him, and unfortunately his friends are aware of that, so he
Right.
lives in misery on a daily basis.
What's he do?
He's a stage manager for television. He's
Oh,
on the
yeah.
other side.
Assistant director or something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you can turn the tables on him honeymoon night. You can call for action.
Yeah. Give him one of those. 5, 4, 3, 2, baby.
Take it. Yeah, men love it when there's that numerical pressure on. I'm always right there.
Cut. That's the one that's going to scare him.
Where are you going to get hitched?
We're going to one of the islands on Hawaii.
Oh,
Yeah, going to do the Polynesian thing. Barefoot, you know, in the sand with a non-denominational minister named Jim. Reverend Jim. It's good, which is kind of spooky when you think about it.
His name actually is Jim?
It's Jim or Jack or Bob. It's monosyllabic, which is important for me because you get nervous. You can't say too much at those times.
I always think the kids who win spelling bees in Hawaii should get the Congressional Medal of Honor. It's just me.
It's like spitting when you try to pronounce the streets.
Yeah.
Like the fifth of them.
Now, Nurses, it's nice to have a regular gig, isn't it? Because you and I both did stand-up for years, and the road is fine, but it gets pretty brutal after a while.
Ugly, gray thing is what the road
Yeah.
is. It's nice. It's nice to have a steady job, know where you're going to be every day, who you're going to be with, that there's going to be money at the end of the gig, and the check won't bounce. That's always a good sign. And they give you words to say and tell you where to stand. It's heaven.
Yeah,
It's
and
heaven.
tell me about your character on the show. You play like...
I play Sandy Miller, RN, who is a very interesting character. She's a little bitter, a little angry, a little hostile. She's been wounded in love many times. She was married to a doctor who dumped her for a young model to whom he had given large
Implants.
implants.
So he was taking his work home.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's too easy. That was a lame one. Don't give it up for that.
But and she also wants everything to be right. You know, she wants everybody to treat everybody really well, and if they don't, she gets very, very angry. So it's interesting that we're kind of similar in that anger, hostility, bitterness kind of thing.
So you drew from that.
Drew from that quite a bit. But Steve, I think that if it weren't for anger, hostility, and bitterness, I probably wouldn't have achieved the spiritual peace I have today.
So in a circuitous way, it has brought you to your personal zen.
Exactly.
All right. Now, when's the show on? Tell me about so people can watch it.
It's on Saturday nights at 9:30 on NBC right after Empty Nest.
Yeah,
so
and it's doing well?
Very well. Yes, we're coming back next year. Oh, thank you.
Well, it becomes you because you look radiant. Good luck on your marriage next week. Stephanie Hodge, folks. We'll be back with Telly Savalas right after this. Thanks, Stephanie.
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by Tartar Control Crest, the dentist's choice to help keep your teeth tartar-free.
Welcome back. Hey, kids, check these guns. Oh, man, I gotta get in shape. That is sad. I don't exercise. I get up in the morning, I jog my memory. All right, we're gonna go back to Telly's sports bar in Tel Aviv. No, in Universal City. And Nick, who's that there with you?
Hey, look who's here with me, man. I've got Telly Savalas himself.
Hi, Telly.
Hi, Dennis.
Beautiful, Ben. Hey, I saw you the other night in Birdman, man. You were brilliant in that. Great movie.
What'd he say?
I saw you in Birdman Alcatraz the other night. You were killer, man.
Atta baby. I saw you the other night, too.
Yeah.
You know something? You are Mr. Cool.
Thank you, brother.
If a talk host, you got to put him in sports, you'd be the Fred Couples of golf. You know,
Hey, no, I
another
take
birdie.
that as a compliment. Thank you, Kojak.
It is a callback.
Nick, what's happening out there? What magic do you have for me?
You know what kind of magic I have? I was just going to ask Telly, I applied earlier for my Players Club, and I was wondering if there's any way you could put a rush on my Players card.
Oh, you should have said something, Nick.
Yeah? Oh, my God. Check it out. This is my passport to adventure. Can we get a shot of that? Look at that.
Is your name on that, Nick?
Huh? That's the real thing. So what can I do with this? What would you recommend my first action be with my Players Club?
You take your Players Club card, you come to Telly's, bring Dennis with you, and it's on the house, baby.
Hey!
Yeah.
How about that? We got to get you one of these, too.
Not too excited, right? Up to $20.
I got a crazy urge. I want to walk up to a pretty lady at the bar and say, "Hey there, sad lady. Allow me to buy you a Campari on my Players Club."
Oh, man, that is guaranteed laid there, Nick.
In the bag.
Oh, man.
That's the way you want to go.
Man, you get yourself a Playboy air freshener around your neck, and you are the new David Niven, baby. Now,
I like that.
What moves?
where'd Telly go? Why am I on the screen?
Can
Got
you
a
hear me?
famous bald man on the other end of this hookup, and they're showing me in this bad white shirt. Hey, Telly, how many countries is getting Kojak now? Or is getting? What am I, like a hick? How many countries do they show Kojak to?
136.
Wow. You must have some really famous people who are your fans around the world, don't you? I heard some story about some king or something. Did you ever?
That I didn't hear you. What's the last part of that,
Oh,
Dennis?
the big fan on the plane, the guy who was the king of something who kept hassling you on a plane, then you found out who he was.
Oh, yeah, King of Greece.
Tell him that story.
You want to hear that? You don't want to hear it, do you, Dennis?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you can hear me. This guy gets on a plane. He's so, Mr. Savalas, you're so wonderful. I said, thank you very much. And I try to get in my seat, right? Oh, Mr. Savalas, you don't understand. He says, I'm a big, big fan. I said, all right, that's wonderful. And I go sit down, right? Then I notice this guy sitting on the other side, only 2 people in first class, him and me and a couple of kids. Now the plane takes off and abortive landing, right? And abortive takeoff, pilot stops. This guy comes back and he speaks to somebody in Greek and says, it was nothing, a little light, in a force, and we didn't take off. Fine. He's looking over at me. I think the guy's gay, smiling, waving. And anyway, we land in Rome, right? We land in Rome.
Sure you would.
I get off the plane.
Be?
I get off the plane, and then I turn back, and I see 50 people bow in front of this guy. And then my tailor tells me, you know who that is, Telly? I said, "Who?" That's the King of Greece. I almost fell down.
Telly.
Now you know how I treat royalty.
Now, Telly, of course, you know Nick is gay.
You blow the whistle on us.
Oh, man.
And I am in heaven.
Oh, look, Telly's head's getting red. Okay. Telly, now tell me a little about the club out there. What's happening out there? What
It's
can we
a
get
fun place. What do you need? You need drinks, you need fun, you need girls. You come here.
All right.
It's all having at Telly's, all right?
It looks beautiful, babe. I'm going to get out there sometime. You can buy me
I'm
whatever
ready.
the hell you make out there. But
You come for what you want, baby, and I'm ready for you. Now tell me
I get
this.
the feeling this cat has seen more debauchery in his life than Axl Rose.
It all happens here.
I get that feeling.
Now with Nick here as your stand-in, do I get a kiss off?
No, man. Well, I don't know. Nick, what do you think? You want to plant one on Telly's pate there?
Oh, man. Are you kidding? I will be a surrogate for America right now.
All right. Yeah.
Dennis.
Go, Jeff. We'll be right back
As soon as
with
the thrill
Randy
dies
Myers
down,
right
I got
after this
something
later,
to say.
Telly. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Dennis, bye.
How clean is the Coach man? Is he the coolest? He's so cool. Telly. Telly's place. I guarantee you there's a condiment machine in that bathroom. We had a big Quake last night, and since we're in a cheap cement studio, I know some of you are worried about earthquakes, but we have the best Quake detectors money can buy here, folks. We held on that longer than the Quake. My next guest was one of the nasty boys with the Cincinnati Reds. He is now the big relief pitcher closer for the Padres. Please welcome one of the toughest relief pitchers in baseball, Randy Myers, folks. Randy. Now, who the hell is this for? John Merrick or what? Rando, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, Mr. Miller.
Yeah, nice to see you. Hey, nice ring. Let me check that out right away. We got the World Series ring from the Reds. Well, you guys that was just your year, huh?
Pretty good.
That was a great postseason that year. I'm from Pittsburgh, so I remember it vividly, getting my ass kicked that year. Billy Hatcher, out of his mind.
Billy's a good player.
What do you have, like 7 hits in a row?
I think it was 8.
Huh? Yeah?
8 in a row. Set a World Series, or a playoff record.
Now, you had the nasty boys back there, you, Charlton, Dibble, and you've broken up because really, I think one team's best served by one closer. Psychologically, they want that guy they can go to, right? So you're happy to be out here with the Padres?
Well, I think it's, when Norm went back to the bullpen because he was starting, he went back to the bullpen, and that kind of, there was too many guys for the innings, so they needed a leadoff hitter, and San Diego needed some help in the bullpen, so it was a straight-up swap.
And I saw Bip Roberts playing the other night. It looks like he's doing well for them. Charlton's a bit crazy, though, doesn't he? He hit Socha and admitted he hit him, didn't he?
Well, I think, going into the situation where, you're pumped up from a game and stuff, he hit him, he said he hit him. Sometimes things happen. He was suspended by the league, and, it's over with.
Right. Socha's a pretty square shooter, though. He's not one guy you want to say you're trying to hit, though. He's a pretty beloved character, one of the... just a good regular guy, puts out all the time, so I don't think I'd want to go on record as saying I wanted to hit him. Now, the other guy on the staff is even more incendiary over there, Dibble, but I understand you got a better perspective. You've been his teammate. We just see the outlandish stuff. What's he like as a guy, Rob Dibble?
Well, Dib's a real nice guy. He's a family man, and when he goes to the ballpark, he gives 110% effort. And he goes out there and he wants to win. He's a winner. And a lot of times what you see is guys that show a lot of emotion, they're winners, and they want to go out there and when they lose, they get upset or make a mistake, and especially in a closer's role, you make a mistake, the game can be over. So you take in, he's really intense, but He's a family man. He's a nice guy, and he's a great guy to be on the team with.
Yeah, the throwing the ball into the stands, though, that was just a little too crazy. I mean, I know he didn't intend to hit somebody, but I guess you got to use your head. Well, how's San Diego going to do this year? Well, you know, I was going to have you throw balls at this mannequin over here. We've got a cup on it, and we've got it hooked up to a microphone, and I just thought it might be fun to hear what it sounds like when somebody gets hit in the ball. And you want to take a few shots at it, or?
I'm sure we can take a couple.
Let me throw.
Can I take my jacket off?
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you gotta go first.
It feels grisly now that I did it.
Try it again. Gotta go again.
I just want to brush him back. Try aiming for the cup. We have the cup mic'd. We have Mike's cup mic'd. Oh, I'm sorry. I know it's a dummy, but I'm having a real trouble hitting the guy in the zygote thing, you know. Go ahead, Randolph. Put one in there on him.
Well, you might have to have the band duck back there.
Okay.
Now, I haven't even warmed up. This is going to be tough here. Hang on. I have to hit him in a cup, huh?
Well, that's the only thing we have mic'd.
Okay.
Oh, there you have it. That's what it sounds like. Randolph. Beautiful. Hey, how's the Pods going to do this year?
Well, we got a good team, and I think if we score more runs than the pitchers give up, I think we're going to win some games.
Yeah, but what do you need down there? Tell me, quite honestly, what's the team need?
106 wins.
Yeah, they need Benito to get his head in the game, man. Is he a little bummed out?
Nah, Benito's doing good. He's
80?
No, he's like $180 now.
Oh, $180?
Yeah, but the thing is, what people don't understand is with Benny, is even if he's not hitting, he's been calling very good games.
Yeah.
The pitchers, and he's throwing guys out. And, you know, one thing, well, we have a good nucleus down there. If a guy, let's say, goes 0 for 4, he might make a couple great catches. And one thing about Benny is he's hitting now, but he's still calling a good game.
So he's still got his head in the game.
Yeah, he's right there.
All right, good luck to you, brother. Nice to
Thanks
meet you.
a lot.
Randy Myers, folks. We'll be right back with Wolf Blitzer right after this. Thank you. Welcome back. I am not a talk show host. I'm a man. Tomorrow night, our guests will be Lou Diamond Phillips, Meg Tilly, musical guest, ooh, good one, Michelle Schacht, and comedian Colin Quinn, also the news of the week. All right, this man's... Hodge, get her! Shirley Eaton lies dead. This man's name became I hurt my back in the midst of the piece. Oh, I think I can shoot for Mummenschan's disability or something, I think. This next man's name became a household word during... He got real popular during the Gulf War. You know him as Saddam Hussein, but we all... No, we didn't book him. We didn't book him. He's doing a book tour, but I didn't like him. He is CNN's military affairs correspondent in Washington. Please welcome the Wolf Man, Wolf Blitzer. Hey, Wolf. Hey, man, unbelievable. You show up at work one day...
And there it is.
We go to the whole world goes to hell, and you're in the middle of
We had a
it.
big audience that first night of the air war.
Yeah, it was amazing.
billion people.
I know, I'm watching it
Whole
at home.
countries were dumping their regular television, just taking CNN.
It felt very apocalyptic to me. I
Good thing
thought the whole thing was...
good thing I didn't know at the Pentagon that we had all those viewers out there.
How many people, actually?
Maybe 1.5 billion.
Billion and a half people.
It's a big audience, big ratings.
Yeah. All in one frat house. Now, you were at the Pentagon that night, and...
Now, we had met just before. You were at the White House Correspondents Association dinner.
Yeah, I was down there, and, you know, that
was
many
2
feel
years
my
ago.
presence in D.C. initially stimulated the war. But how was the Pentagon that night? Now, I want to know how our boys are when it really hits the fan. Was it cool, or was it like Get Smart? Did it go crazy?
It was very tense. It happened around 6:33 that evening, Eastern time. And around 5 in the afternoon, I began to sense that something was happening. You could see a lot of young lieutenants and captains running different directions. You know, it's a big building, the Pentagon. And I began to sense this was it.
And then when you saw Kevin Costner making out with Sean Young, you knew that...
That's right. No way out. That's it.
But wasn't it amazing, though, watching that foot? I mean, were you frightened for your comrades over there in the hotel room?
I was nervous when Peter Arnett and John Holloman and Bernie Shaw were over there in Baghdad, and no one knew what was going to happen. But yeah, I was pretty nervous for them.
I never flinched about Arnett. He just seemed invincible to me. He's like one of those guys who stands in the middle of it, and you're just thinking, this cat's too cool to get killed. Yeah,
I mean, he is very impressive.
Yeah.
He was really cool.
The Pentagon, ironically enough, seems like a pretty square place. But is there like office goofing around going on over there? Is there guys like who mimeograph little pictures of Napoleon where you open the coat and he's holding his own penis and stuff, or is it just like a real square place?
25 or 30,000 people work there, so it's like a little town. And the interesting thing is, you go in every office and they have a TV monitor, and they're all watching CNN.
Right.
It's
so
really
weird.
freaky to see CNN all over the place. But then I went to Moscow right after the coup, and I was with a group of CNNers. We went into the KGB right after the coup, and they showed us a tour, and there was CNN right in Moscow, too, in the KGB headquarters. So
most of the world
gets
its news off Bobby Batista, doesn't it? Or she's big
she's
overseas.
big there. Yeah, she's real big.
Now, the power of CNN is such that now, didn't you have a general call you that night and sort of caution you against something you were saying?
The first night of the war, I was reporting, we didn't know much there was. Actually, this was when the Iraqis invaded Kuwait. And, I went on the air and we had a big audience, obviously, that night, too. And I remember getting back to my office, which is in the Pentagon, right, in the so-called E-ring, and a big guy from the Department of Defense called me up and said, you have to be careful what you're saying out there because a lot of people are watching, and they think you may know what you're talking about, and you could give the wrong signals and could cause some impact on the national security. So it was a pretty harrowing experience for me, recognizing the enormity of the challenge that I had.
Yeah. Now, what about the figures that we got from the war? How do they hold up in hindsight? Have they been Westmorelandized, or are they pretty accurate?
Well, they learned a lot of lessons from Vietnam. One thing, they never gave any official body counts of the enemy, unlike during Vietnam. But a year after the war, there have been some major revisions in terms of what the U.S. and the coalition forces were able to do, what they weren't able to do. And clearly a lot of that war was sanitized. We didn't see major chunks of it. We could only get to certain areas. And the videotape that was released, all was perfect, showed those smart bombs going through the chimneys right down into the enemy targets.
Right.
They never released any of those bomb videotapes, the gun camera footage that missed. So
it was all the good stuff.
The good stuff was released. The bad stuff is still under declassification.
Well, it's like people coming on here when they show a clip. They want to show something good. Schwarzkopf was here. He wouldn't have a miss.
It was impressive.
Now, is it a bit of I assume many people in the media are somewhat adrenal junkies to begin with, and that seemed like such accelerated life in such an odd way. Is it tough to come back to covering Lieutenant Kennedy's nephew sleeping with and stuff like that?
It was... you didn't realize it during those 6 weeks of the actual war, but it really was, we worked all day and all night. It was real hard work. And after you finish that, you come back and you have to cover, troop cuts and budget cuts and base closings. It's a little slower, but it's still pretty exciting. And I must say that I started off 1991 covering the Gulf War, and I wound up in December of '91 covering the collapse of the Soviet Union.
Yeah,
so those, which was, when you think about it in terms of history,
a momentous year.
A much bigger story. The collapse of the Soviet Union, the end of communism, Gorbachev quits, as opposed to the Gulf War. But it was a pretty good news year. I don't know what I'm going to do this year.
That might have been your year, brother. It's like Buzz Aldrin coming back from Hadley Rill and selling Diatsus in Tempe, Arizona. You might be in some postpartum thing here for a while.
It was a big year, and the interesting thing is I wound up the year last week with a thrill knowing that I have made it. I was a clue in the New York Times crossword puzzle.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Life is good. Thanks, Wolf. Wolf Blitzer, folks. We'll be back right after this. Thanks, Wolf.
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by Reebok, who reminds you that life is short. Play hard.
Welcome back to Totally Dennis. Like Ally McGraw when she ran away with Robert Evans. Okay, we're going to say goodbye now. We're going to go back to Nick at Telly Sports Bar. Wrap it up. Nick, what's happening out there, my friend?
What can I tell you, Dennis? We're talking about a way of life here.
Oh.
This is the coolest man I've ever met, and I'm going to learn from him.
Well, I stopped sucking a long time ago.
Oh! Bada boom!
Listen, I want to say goodnight to my wife, Julie, to my son, Christian,
man,
and to Ariana.
This looks
and
like
to all
a
my
wedding
Greek
on
Orthodox
Alien
friends.
Nation.
What are you saying?
Looks like a wedding on Alien Nation, Telly.
Anyway, next time you and I do this show, I want it to be cheek to cheek, Dennis, okay?
All right, baby. I'll come out myself. Nicky,
got it.
what do you got
Dennis.
around the neck there? Krugerrand, man?
I got you one of these, baby.
You are the coolest. You're Huggy Bear. I'll talk to you when you get back.
You got it, pal.
All right, Nick Bakay, Telly Savalas. I'd like to... I'd like to thank my guest, Telly Savalas, Stephanie Hodge. You want me to do stretch? Okay, everybody, get up. Come on. All right. Come on, let's go. Everybody. Get up. That's it. Up. Oh, no, the stands will fall. I have a lawsuit. I'd like to thank my guest, Telly Savalas, Stephanie Hodge, Wolf Blitzer, Randy Myers, and tomorrow night we have 4 other human beings from Hollywood. You've been nice. Thank you. Have a nice evening, folks. Bye-bye.
When in Los Angeles, guests of the Dennis Miller Show stay at the St. James Club and Hotel.